You ever feel the moment your life splits in two? Not with a bang, not with a scream, just a quiet email and a colder dinner plate. That night, she sat across from me, swirling her wine like she was stalling the moment. Then she said it, I invited them to the trip. I blinked, not because I didn't hear her, but because I didn't believe her. Her ex-boyfriend, Mark, and her ex-husband, Daniel. The man who once shoved me against a wall during a family barbecue because I asked him to stop calling me soft. The same man who laughed when I flinched. It's just a trip, she said. They're part of the family. Don't make it weird. That sentence, it cracked something in me. A clean, silent fracture. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I just nodded. That's how you survive emotional frostbite, you go still. For a week, I pretended to pack. I nodded during itinerary planning. I even smiled when her mother joked about giving my ticket to Mark if I decided to sulk. Her friends laughed women I'd welcomed into my home who called me such a gentle soul. Maybe too gentle. Every night, I lay in bed next to a stranger who once said I made her feel safe. Now, I felt like a placeholder, a shadow filling a husband-shaped space while ghosts she used to love circled us like vultures. I checked our reservation. 5 rooms. 10 nights. One long insult masquerading as a vacation. The morning we were supposed to leave, the sun came in sharp and judgmental. I made coffee, sat at the kitchen counter, and watched her bustle around with that fake cheer she wore when she was hiding something. "Ready?" she asked, adjusting her sunglasses like we were heading to some romantic escape. I stood, walked to my office, opened my laptop, and canceled every single ticket. The resort, the flights, the rental car. All of it. Then I booked a one-way flight to Oregon. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere cold. Last thing I did? I called my lawyer. Told him to initiate proceedings. Told him everything. Every bruise Daniel left. Every time she laughed when I asked her to set boundaries. Every piece of myself I gave until I was hollow. 10 minutes later, my phone rang. I let it buzz. Then I heard her mother's voice yelling from the hallway. They gathered in the living room like they were staging an intervention. My wife, her mother, her 2 book club friends, and Mark, who had the audacity to smile at me like this, was a game. What the hell is wrong with you? Her mother snapped. Mark was looking forward to it. I didn't say a word. Just turned the phone around so they could see the email on screen. LEGALSA PARATIONINIETAD. Their faces shifted. The room chilled. Even Marx's grin faltered. You can't be serious, my wife said. I looked at her. Really looked at her. You invited a man who hurt me. You dismissed that pain like it was inconvenient. Silence. Heavy. Shattering. Her friends exchanged glances. One of them sat down. Mark stepped back. Daniel wasn't even there yet, but his shadow filled the room. You're blowing this out of proportion, her mother said, but even she sounded less sure. No, I said, my voice like glass. I'm just finally refusing to bleed for people who watch. I left the house 30 minutes later with 1 suitcase and an emptiness that didn't ache it clarified. At the airport, I watched people hug, laugh, argue, living messy, real lives. And I realized I'd been a ghost in mine for too long. When I landed, my lawyer called. Said the papers were sent. Said she hadn't responded yet. But I wasn't waiting anymore. Weeks later, she emailed me. No apology. Just confusion. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. That's when I knew. Some people don't need to scream to hurt you. Some just let it happen, let the wolves back in the house, then tell you not to make a scene. But I made one. Quietly. Legally. Finally. I left so they could see what it really feels like when I'm gone.